So Chrono's promotional piece would definitely be a cityscape, and it's an action piece where the camera's behind his back. And so there are villains and people being threatened. So there's people like falling off buildings and people with guns and whatnot, and you're like teleporting with him. The camera's moving with him to do one action piece where he fights a gunner, and then a civilian falls off and he goes and he's fighting another gunner, and you're like, what about the civilian? And then bam, last second he teleports back and catches the civilian. And as he catches the civilian, he goes, have no fear, for I will cut down any threat, and then teleports away to cut down a threat. And then it hits a pose after the action sequence, and then there's a little caption that says Chrono, the greatest hero, and I hit a pose.
Very cool. Love it.
There's also a cityscape, but it's more like kind of burned and everything, and there's a gunner, and has his massive minigun, and he's firing into the crowd, and pops in Odin, of course not with the armor, but with his glasses, shirtless like Henry Cavill, holding hands, blocking the bullets. Steps in suddenly and starts blocking the bullets as he slowly walks forward as the bullets keep bouncing off of him. Eventually gets to the gunner and goes, by might of Odin, you shall fall! And punch him clean across the city. Does his pose. And then boom, Odin, the Allfather. Big close up with his upper torso.
Of course, glistening. Glistening in perspiration. Nice, I love it.
So the scene starts, complete darkness. Everyone hears a scream. And the sound of a slash. There's blood spatters that fly around on everyone who's watching. There's a light that starts to shine, just this instant flash on this heroic figure, a knight in shining armor, standing there, and an announcer voice that says, a hero emerges, and the light broadens. Or was the villain just always here? And now the light goes towards the sword that's blood. And the scene shifts towards the Ferris wheel event, and there's a shot towards the Ferris wheel. Starts to block, the Ferris wheel starts to fall. There's a heroic figure, just another random heroic figure that jumps towards the one who shot, strikes him down, the person falls off the building, with the Ferris wheel stumbling and tumbling. And then it's at that point that Knave teleports towards the Ferris wheel, just saves the person who was standing there, just like the real thing that happened. Just jumping out there, and then he says, would you rather have someone who saves a life or someone who takes one? A true hero does not deal damage. A true hero prevents it. That ends it. Also, the heroic figure might have resembled Chrono. A little bit.
Yeah, I was picking up the hints.
So it's going to be very like Marvel trailer cinematic. You have, Thor come in. It'll start off, with this very serene, very calm, picturesque meadow, and then there'll be like flashes of darkness and like clouds looming in, and then you'll see like these hordes of monstrous looking creatures, maybe like orc looking like creatures, coming in. You'll see burning buildings, you'll hear the sounds of people screaming in panic through the streets, and then all of a sudden, thump, like from the sky, the heavens opened up, and this big column of thunder, lightning, surges through the sky, and down, Japanese anime style, comes Thor, and you'll see Mjolnir's hammer, thunk, like go into her hand, and she will rush over and jump straight up with both hands above her head as she comes crashing down as all these monstrous creatures fall back and start to disintegrate. And then everything starts to go dark again. And you'll hear in a very echoing and booming voice, I am Thor the Fabulous. I am Thor Odinson. And I approve this message. And that's the end of that. Then we'll go to Loki. So Loki, the scene starts off, and you'll actually see the Knave of Diamonds. The Knave of Diamonds is walking. He's like picking his nose, hiking up his pants, so he looks like a big, high school nerd, and he's just gonna be walking and whistling some random tune, and then all of a sudden, a bus just comes out of nowhere and just hits him. And there isn't like any blood or anything. It's nothing gory. It's just, and then just bam, just immediately.
Like a Sunday morning cartoon.
Right, like a Sunday morning cartoon. And then you'll hear Loki's voice say, "Wait, what's that? Rewind that. And then you'll see him like walking across the street again. And then this time the bus hits him again. And then Loki will say, "Wait, one more time," and then it'll rewind back, and then it'll just show in slow motion, like you getting impacted, and just see every single like embarrassing look on your face. No, as your face gets distorted as you get hit by a bus in slow motion. I guess you're wondering what has to do about me, the mischievous Loki. Honestly, it doesn't really have anything to do with anything. I just really wanted to make this piece. But anyway, back to me. If you'll see like the darkness and fog come in, and there's all these like shadowy. It's not meant to be creepy. It's more meant to be like mysterious and ooh and eyeing. And you'll hear like chanting of some sort, almost like voodoo magic kind of chanting. And you'll just see all of these little silhouettes morph into different people, into different bodies, from big to small, male to female. And Loki, you'll never actually see his face. You'll just sort of like see his hands do sort of like the Scarlet Witch kind of thing. And just conjures up all of this magic. It's this illusory magic. And he says, sometimes there are some people who claim to be the greatest mischievous member of society of all time. And others, well, they just are. I am Loki, the mischievous, always 10 steps ahead of you. Oh yeah, and let's watch that one more time. And another thing of Nave being hit by a bus. And then that's the end of his promotional video. And
I love it.
And as soon as that happens, you'll see Loki go, "Woo! Blue team! What did you think, Nave?" I thought it was a collaborative piece, collaboration.
Okay.
Share the spotlight. You actually got half of the screen time there.
Yes,
You
that
should be
is
grateful.
True. Yeah, it was beautiful.
I did like it too.
You think you are taunting me, mocking me even. But on contraire, my friend, you are only giving me more screen time. You are giving the people exactly what they want. More of me. So maybe you should stop using others for your gains and instead try to actually become good. That way, maybe one day, in another universe, you might be able to beat me. But won't be today. No worries.
The scene is first a black screen with like suddenly police sirens start going off, and then it comes to like downtown New York following this police chase of like 20, 50 cars. There's helicopters. There's like the SWAT team there. Like everybody's and they're chasing this group of thugs that are just it's like a huge armored car. They have rocket launch. It's all like the action movie stuff, and they just can't keep up. They can't. Slowly, one by one, they're all picked off, or they have to drive into a different way to avoid being destroyed or something. And the car turns the corner, and the thug car turns the corner, and they slow down and stop in front of this brick wall. It's just in the middle of the street, an entire brick wall, and they're confused before you kind of see crouched just behind a car the figure of Knave. And then as they get out and kind of inspect the scene, then you see Chrono just teleport behind him, grab a guy, and disappear. And then out of the ground, bursting up, Odin comes down in like a Super Saiyan, charging up and blows out a bunch of the car, flips, and all the thugs are knocked down. And then you just hear as one of them just drops, and then again, and then as one by one as they're dropping and all the action is happening, the last thug kind of looks up to the top of the building, and then instead of traveling down, you travel up. You pass the bullets straight into the scope of Yellow, sitting there on the roof, peeking down. One shot. One kill. And that's it.
I love it. Well done. Okay, Homeboy. So for the next one, it'll start off kind of psychedelic in nature. You're not really sure what you're seeing, but it's definitely a bit trippy. And you'll hear a voiceover from Homeboy that says, "You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Hone." And it's gonna be this remix of the Twilight Zone tune, and you're just gonna see Homeboy, like, you know, flying around doing the typical like Adam West, like Batman kind of fighting with characters, and every now and then he'll do the thing where he shuts his eyes, and you know, all of a sudden the characters that he's fighting goes blind, and you know, he's gonna do the thing where he'll be able to use his hearing to be able to hear what's happening several yards away. Maybe somebody is like about to jump off a bridge or something, and there's people that are like yelling at him, don't jump, and you know, he's gonna go over and save the day, and just do a lot of the things that, you know, that Homeboy is able to do because of his abilities. And at the very end, he'll strike this pose, looking over the city from the rooftop, and he'll say, "Homeboy, don't try this at home." And that'll be the end of his promotion. The last one is going to be Captain Crunch. So you're gonna see some kids, like a bunch of kids that are like trapped in a burning building, and they're like, "Oh no, what do we do? There's so much fire and smoke. Won't somebody save us?" "Don't worry, everyone." One of the smallest kids, like one of the little boys, he says, "I've got Captain Crunch cereal! Hooray!" They break open the box of Captain Crunch and they start pouring it out. And out pops out Squeak, the little toy that comes into a cereal box. It's like this little tiny sugar glider, nutmeg, like the sugar glider nutmeg, a little squeaky toy. And some of the the rest of the kids are like, that's it? That's what's gonna save us? And then all of a sudden you hear a yar, and pops out of the box is Captain Crunch. And he says, "Don't worry, me mateys, I will save thee." And he's just gonna go over to a wall and just just chop a hole in the wall. And all the kids are going, "Yay! Thank you, Captain Crunch!" And they're gonna, run out to safety. The scene's gonna shift, and you're gonna see this little girl crying. Yar! Captain Crunch comes in. He's just gonna take a bite out of the tree. The tree starts to fall. The kitten starts to fall. But then you'll see this little ding as this flying squirrel swoops in, catches the kitten, and just lets it glide down as it falls into the arms of the little girl. And she says, "Thank you so much, Captain Crunch." And he says, "No problem, me lassie. Captain Crunch, take a bite out of crime." And that's the end of the promotional video.
At the end, could there also be like one of Yellow standing with a thumbs up going, "I'm Yellow, and this is my favorite hero on the red team"?
Yes, you can. All right, cool. So, this is how it's going to work. Trying to be as impartial as possible, trying really hard to not care about who is on which team. Pick, just to make it easier on you, pick whichever one character was your favorite from the other 3 PCs, but not your own. You can't vote for yourself. Which character from the other 3 PCs was your favorite? And then also pick which of the NPCs, doesn't matter which team, pick which one of the NPCs was your favorite. And then I'll tally up the votes from there and determine who the winner is based on that. Oh, wow. All right. So we got 1 vote for Chrono, 1 vote for Captain Crunch, 2 votes for Yellow, and 4 votes for Loki.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Which I think is absolutely hilarious. So the thing is, that's 4 and 4. So that's 4 votes for blue and 4 votes for yellow. I'm sorry, 4 votes for red.
For red.
So technically you're tied up. So I'm going to break the tie by whichever PC character I thought was the best one, and the one that I think I last in my line longer is I really liked Yellow's. Ethan, I thought that was a good job. So I'm gonna give it to the red team for the advantage. So you get an advantage, and here's the advantage. The advantage is, as a group. Or as you don't have to do it as a group. Like, you all decide how you're gonna determine this. Pick one player to swap with the other team. You have to pick one player from your team to swap places with one player from the other team. However you want to do this. You don't have to make the decision now, because you will now have some downtime. You're going to have some downtime back at the house, and you can discuss amongst yourselves or not discuss it, however you want to do it,
Okay.
to discuss who in your team will swap to join the other team.
Wow. Advantage, you see. Gonna let them fight from the inside who they're gonna ditch from their own team. Advantage.
Feast time!
Yeah, Loki will say, "Agreed, we should celebrate with sustenance. To the kitchen."
So the first real event that came to mind was the capture the flag. That should have been something I performed decent in. But I just have a feeling that I wasn't able to. Not because I'm not good, I'm good. Maybe I feel like I don't have enough of something. And that came back to bite me. Yes, I'm fast. Yes, I'm flexible, and I'm good at shooting, and I'm great at... Well, not great, I'm good at manipulation and stealth. But I'm not amazing at anything. I'm no master. And I feel like that kind of bites me. If I was a master of movement, I could have, there could have been 2 people teleporting around or whatever, or just running really fast. And yes, I eventually summoned my bike, and my stupid syringes didn't work. But no matter. If I was really good at combat, I could have guarded our flags. If I found one, I could have possibly taken down, not Thor. The father. Whatever the hell his name is. The boisterous one.
Yes! Ha 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 ha! A feast worthy of victors such as us! Ha ha ha!
Odin, that's right. As stupid as I believe he is sometimes, he performs well. Especially in a situation where he needs to move fast. And that was one of those situations where a skill set such as mine just didn't help. But I don't think I was completely ineffective. Just I wasn't effective enough. And the scapegoat... Well, who was the least effective? That was running through my mind. I didn't like doing that. That's weird. Kind of the first time that I've ever been moved at somebody I had to get out of my way. I apologized. But it still felt empty. Sorry, I should move on.
And so I guess the blue team at minimum will congregate. The red team can do whatever they like, but the blue team at least will congregate to celebrate and have some sort of meal together.
Mm-hmm.
The red team may or may not join. Up to you.
I think we need to have a team meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd suggest the commons area, or maybe our quarters, I don't know. But wherever we are.
This is like a game room in the top left, right?
Yeah, that's where all the billiards are, and
We can go
Sure.
there. Well, we have a
Um,
few things to discuss.
If there's a
Yar.
pinball machine, I'll be playing it.
Sure.
The first of which, before we get into too much strategy, is probably whether or not we want to use this deal to swap team members.
Thor says, "Do we even have a choice in the matter?"
I don't know.
Is it a choice? Is it like we can say, we want to keep our team? Or is it like...
So they never specified.
Okay.
They never specified. You can try if that's what you want to do.
Well, I guess we should start. Does anyone want to swap sides?
Oh, I do so much sometimes, but I don't think that's a great idea. Because then you guys would be left without, well, me.
What do you think, Thor?
I think that is a good question. Maybe this advantage isn't really much of an advantage if none of us wants to swap. I do feel very strongly about the team that we have, so if nobody wants to leave, then maybe we can just stay together. But if we're being forced to, we probably should discuss. We should probably be prepared for that and discuss who we would swap.
Captain Crunch, what are your thoughts?
I honestly doesn't really make much of a difference to me. I enjoy our team, I really do. I just feel though that if I get swapped over to Odin's side, he might be a little salty for what I did. Unless Odin's the one that joins this team instead.
That's also something we need to think about. Um, there's also the choice of we can swap out somebody for one of their good members or something.
And I would have said Knave, but considering the condition he's in, he might not be fit for the next round.
True, Thor says. We have no idea what the next event's going to be. It really could be anything at this point.
Yes.
I don't think it'll be more of a combative scenario. But well, I could be wrong. Regardless, I'm ready. Just need my equipment to recharge real quick.
Should we take a vote?
Hmm?
Should we take a vote
Hmm.
for maybe we say we don't want to swap anybody, but if they force us to, we swap based on vote.
If it comes to that, maybe this will make things easier, Thor says. If it comes to that, I am willing to volunteer to be swapped. If it comes to that. I do feel that I didn't contribute very much in the last game. So if anyone deserves to be moved to another team, it probably should be me, honestly.
Oh, and please, and remove the drama of father against daughter. That's they'd lose views for that.
You could swap me for Odin. I don't think I would like that. That would make things a little tough, I would say.
I'd say Loki. He already has the drive against Knave.
You could swap me for Loki, actually. That might put them at a more of an advantage, though, because then that removes the drama from the blue team. Although
losing, you may not have done much last round, but you have the fire to want to do more.
Fair enough.
And there's also the thing of loyalty. I don't give a shit who wins this. I'm just going to be frank. I just want to have fun. So if you throw me on that team, I'm going to have fun. And regardless to if you do or not, I'm probably going to check their quarters tonight. But yeah, just something to keep in mind.
There's also to consider that if you swap sides, you're up a win.
True.
Mm-hmm. That too.
For that reason, I'd be okay swapping over if you guys so choose.
Sure, let's put it to a vote. Swap Chrono. Aye.
Aye.
Oh, well.
The other
majority.
The other two don't pick that.
What about you, Nutmeg?
Nutmeg will look towards
Swap
Thor and
Nutmeg.
Captain Crunch. Nutmeg's not going to vote for Captain Crunch, so Nutmeg's going to point to Thor. Thor is already volunteered, and then Captain Crunch points at Thor as well.
Oh, what if we send Nutmeg over, right?
Yeah, if Nutmeg counts for a vote, we can just say
Nutmeg can. We could swap it with somebody, and
Nutmeg grabs a hold of Captain Crunch. And Captain Crunch, I don't think you can separate the two of us. We are a unit.
All right.
Well, then you're one vote.
Well, I feel still am volunteering to get swapped. So
all right.
I guess the question really just then becomes, regardless of who we choose, who are you all or who are we all bringing in? Odin, Loki, Knave, or Honeboy?
Given the circumstances, I think Honeboy is a smart choice.
I think Honeboy is a dumb choice.
You don't think that Honeboy would be useful on the team?
No, he's too trusting, and he does not have a plan.
That's what you were for.
He also is very reliant in Knave, I would think, and so pull him apart from Knave. I am curious about how he would perform.
Well, shall we flip a coin, Thor, to see which
what
of
if
us?
we just swap team leaders?
It's, as in myself with somebody else.
It was
we
Knave.
both got
Knave's
two
the team
votes,
leader, right?
so it makes sense to just flip a
No,
coin.
so Knave, as in Knave and Myself? That would
Yeah.
be interesting.
Swap team leaders.
Nate
And-
is fairly injured.
Yes, he is, but he's not necessarily hindered by that nature.
Doing so would put all three Odinsons together. That would essentially screw over Homeboy if we did that.
Yes, it would put you in an advantageous position, and
True.
we would be not so much.
That would definitely benefit all of us, I would say. All of us would get a win.
Wow.
Okay. Are we leading with this swap, or are we leading with we all want to stay together and not swap anyone?
I think we should put a pin in it for now. If I get the time, I would love to go through the enemy quarters and find anything I can. But well, if we don't get the choice, I don't know.
Then in that case, who's going to make the final call? When we're up there, who's going to say one way or another, whether we're swapping or not swapping?
Your team
team
leader,
leader,
you
right?
can or I can. Your choice.
I will, if they ask, I will say that we'll want to stay together. And if they say that that's not an option, I will volunteer to swap with Knave.
Very well.
Fair
Agreed? All right. Then we have an accord.
As we do. Do we like put hands in now, or do we like walk off? Or...
I'll teleport away.
Teleports away. Where do you teleport to, just out of curiosity?
Hot tub.
You teleport to the hot tub. Okay. Nice. Cool. Meanwhile, what's happening in the blue team side as you're feasting? What do you envision that you're feasting on? Like a big giant turkey leg, Renaissance fair style, or
It's a combination of both Renaissance but also modern. So there's like the turkey legs, the meat, mutton, pizza, chicken. It's just a weird combination of things. And you hear chug, 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 chug as Loki's chugging this big thing of angel nectar. Just
Oh no.
Disgusting.
Sponsorships.
he says the sweet flavor of victory. Homeboy is going to continue checking on Knave. He says, "Are you still doing all right? Can I get you? Do you want me to fill up your plate, bro?"
I'm fine. I'm fine. This will all fix itself with a few hours of rest. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about it.
So who do you all think they're gonna swap? I'm
either
getting.
you or Knave.
You think they'll one of us? Why do you think one of us?
Because, and he starts like chugging down the thing, and he slams it down. And he goes, because a safe switch would be to put Thor here. Because I'm not going to vote for or against Thor, and I hope you don't vote against your sister. I like I said, I look at Loki like
She made a choice. She made a choice. So she made her bed. She's going to have to lie on it. Loki says.
but it's a safe option. It keeps their person safe as well. Gives them someone that they can easily vote off if they were to lose, or if we all have to vote someone off.
But isn't Thor their team captain? Would they just swap away their team captain? Especially considering that she, for some reason, really didn't want to work together with her brother in this event.
True. Whereas it might be a captain. Captain might want to step up and do the switch on themselves as well. Chug, 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 chug. Fill. Chug, chug.
Well, I don't think they have any advantageous swap that they can do.
I don't think there's any point in really racking our brains about who they aren't going to swap, because we don't really have any control over it. So why bother? Loki says.
Well, to be fair, it is quite important because we have to consider the effects of that swap. Like, do we want to stay a unity as our beautiful team of, what was it called then? The dysfunctionals, I think. Are we like loyal to our team, or are we all in it for ourselves?
Yes, but ultimately there's going to be one winner. So one way or another, we're going to end up fending for ourselves by the end.
That is true. Well, this game involves entirely around swapping and around voting people off. That is, the events are only minor activities. So it's probably interesting to think about, well, everyone for himself, of course. Think about the effects of that swap regarding the voting system. Let's say, for instance, that a Thor would come inside this team and swaps with anyone but Odin or Loki. Then that would mean that this team has 3 people of the same family that are voting someone off.
That would be the most logical choice. I agree.
There is a lot of interesting things that can happen with this swap. I am quite curious how they will be using it, though. In all honesty, I don't think they will think this far ahead. They are more like the brawny team. There was not that much strategizing. Oh, maybe yellow, but let's be real here. It's only minor.
I teleport into their room in my loincloth and grab a box of pizza, and then teleport back to the hut.
The more the merrier! Huzzah!
And he's gone.
You don't think he heard what we were talking about, do you?
He's
He
got
could.
super hearing.
He hears a lot, but he knows. He understands that this is a battle of wits versus brawn.
I still am not liking how really, really into the gauntlet he got, especially when he was wailing on you. Did any of you all feel that was a little uncalled for?
What happened?
Well, he became overly excited in trying to cut me down.
He wasn't just trying to win the game; he was trying to kill.
Like I said, I turned to Knave, give him kind of a look like I'll say words like that.
The Knave is giving you an understanding look and a slight nod.
I'll have to keep this in mind. Chug.
But well, the most important thing is that in the end we all survived and we won with perfect strategizing, which everyone did an amazing part in, by the way. I think this team was very good in the last conflict. We thoroughly kicked their asses.
Against all odds, it seems, Loki says.
Well, to be fair, we were winning this from the moment we started.
Don't underestimate our enemies. No matter how strong we are, strength is not everything. It's all cunning, spirit, and will.
Yes, but that's exactly what happens. They underestimated us from the very beginning. The teams were built.
That's true.
That's where it went wrong. They put everyone who can't work together, and there is all this infighting in our team. And look what happened. Easy victory.
I'm wondering how Moji and Root Canal are doing on that island. Doesn't sound particularly fun. I don't think they're eating as well as we are right now.
I mean, we'll probably get more fun once more people show up.
It's true.
Well, speaking of losing assets in our team, Odin, how are you going to fix your problem?
Oh, I can't fix it here. I have to go to a special place to fix it.
So, for the remainder of this event, you are a very handsome man with glasses.
I'm still, my durability and strength are still my own. I just don't have any of the gun gear transformations. I have to go back to a special area to fully forge this. Gun gear is made from a very special metal, very rare.
But you're not helpless without it.
No, I'm not much of a hand-to-hand fighter, but I can definitely still take hits.
All right, that's the most important thing. That's what matters.
That is a big difference, Nave. He can probably take getting hit by a bus.
Please don't tempt him.
Loki, I would like to remind you that we are right now still on the same team.
Right. You're in the dining area and you're sharing a meal together. Captain Crunch is, pouring himself a glass of relatively nice ale, and he'll offer you some.
I don't drink.
I see.
Always have to be vigilant. Never know when danger might approach.
Makes perfect sense to me. He'll go over to Nutmeg and he'll give Nutmeg, pull out a small little dish on a small little, dab of food into the little plate, and Nutmeg will start to devour. And he'll say, "So, Yellow, I wanted to ask ye, how are you enjoying the game so far?"
Oh, I love it. It's fun messing around. I never really get to do it much. Other times, here it's just fun.
I think it's important to be able to let all of your reservations go and just allow yourself to enjoy in the moments. Especially if you're able to enjoy those moments with your fellow comrades.
It's nice. It really is. I must say.
Between you and me, if you don't mind me saying, it seems like your main motivation is not necessarily to win the whole thing.
Oh no. I've had my fair share of winning. It's not as glamorous as some people make it out to be, but I just want to have fun.
How altruistic of you.
Sure, we'll go with that. Altruistic. I think I like it. Maybe.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I may not necessarily care that much about winning the whole thing, but I have to say, Nutmeg, on the other hand, is pretty darn competitive. Nutmeg is definitely here to win the whole thing. So, just full disclosure, if it comes down to you and I'm afraid I'm going to give it all that I've got, and I'm not going to be holding back on any me punches.
I understand. And, well, I'd say the same, but maybe I don't mind losing. I mean, I don't really want to win. Wouldn't mind losing.
So, if you're just here to have some fun, then I guess I should ask, what exactly do you do for fun, Yellow? I mean, outside of messing around with people here and events and game shows like this, what exactly do you use to enjoy yourself?
When I'm not busy, guess I listen to a lot of music. That's mostly it. I don't have a lot of time for a lot of other things. Well, recently I've been talking with a few people, but...
Music is the universal language. They say it is the entryway into the soul itself. Of course, I like my share of music as well. Would be nice to hear music from time to time.
Well, I can't do that right now, unfortunately, but I could arrange something. Maybe later when we're not in this mansion, or maybe even anywhere in this world, who knows? I do love myself a nice classical piece. Not sure about you.
I enjoy classical pieces. Helps me fall to sleep if I find myself with a lot buzzing in my head. In general, though, I do like something upbeat too. Keeps my spirits up. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, Yellow. I'm much older than you, and I'm sure that you're going to live to a well-ripe old age. As for myself, I know that time is a very valuable thing, and so I figure I'll have plenty of time to rest later on. Now is the time to be merry and to celebrate life for as long as we can.
That's a noble goal. I'm trying.
I have to say, though, Yellow, it's good spending time with ye. I'm hoping that we'll have more opportunities like this in the future.
Well, if we don't make time, right?
But on those days when I'm not around, Yellow, I was talking earlier about how it was fun to share these fine revelry times with people that we love and care about. Do you have any special people in your life, just out of curiosity, to keep you company? Just to make sure that you're not alone?
I don't quite know how to answer that one. Depends on what you mean, I suppose. Never really looked for a partner, if that's what you're talking about.
Do you not want one?
I don't know. Just never really looked into it, I suppose.
Well, if it's not a priority for you, then it's probably not that important to you.
I don't know. Obviously, you've had a Mrs. Crunch, yes?
I did. Lovely girl, lovely lass she was. Oh, she definitely put me in my place whenever I misstepped. But no, she's a mere memory now, and now the only partner I have is my dear Nutmeg here. Nutmeg's gonna snuzzle.
I'm glad you found a little place for yourself, then. I'm still looking.
I think we all have to find our special place where we fit a role in all of this nonsensical nonsense that is life sometimes.
There's a moment where just so desperately want to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
So desperately want to just not talk in double meanings, and it's just... and holds firm to the idea of not saying anything.
Captain Crunch will notice that you're being a little bit quieter, and he's just gonna take his hand and he's just gonna give you like a pat and a squeeze on the shoulder. You all right there, Yellow?
Yeah. I mean, I'll always have you, right? You'll be here.
Well, of course I'll be here. Says, I'm the great Captain Crunch. Like I said in my motto, I'm here to take a bite out of crime. And as long as there's crime out there, so will I. I'll be there.
What happens if crime doesn't exist? What will you do then?
Well, maybe you and I can travel the world and find out what tasty, crunchable treats I can devour next. I'm sure there'll always be something I'll need to take a bite out of at some point. I mean, I've already done it to a ancient god's super weapon, so...
It wasn't really that super. It was actually kind of terrible.
I do sort of feel bad about that whole thing, but I think that Odin seems to be taking it in good spirits, so more power to him, I say.
Well, less power, actually, but who's counting?
He'll laugh, and he'll say, that's clever, Yellow. That's very clever. I think that you should give yourself more credit when it comes to one-liners like that.
You know, when I'm thinking about it, nothing ever comes. It's only later when I'm... that's bugging me, and I don't know, like, one shot, one kill, it's simple now.
I think it's part of your disarming nature, which is good against your foes. You confuse them by saying things like that. Throws them off. I would find it distracting. Don't you think so, Nutmeg?
Oh. It's just a part of me, I suppose. I'm afraid.
Part of life is recognizing your weaknesses, embracing them, and using them to your advantage. At least, that's what I try to do.
I mean, I don't really have Well, I don't have any weaknesses right now. I just don't have any strengths either. I can't necessarily bite through steel or whatever, and it'd be crazy if you got like cavities or something from that.
What a silly idea.
Would never happen. I mean, we have a dentist like right over there, behind
That's
those
true.
doors. Well, no, she got voted off, didn't she?
She got voted off, but it's all right. Well, I'm going to have another drink. Is that correct?
I'm waiting until everybody does go to bed, and then
Okay.
I'm going to sneak into the other team's room and see what I can do.
Sure. Yellow, do your thing. What are you doing?
Right. So, I'm going to just kind of sit in like a lounge chair off to the side, watch everybody fall asleep, and as soon as everybody is, I'm just going to stand up, grab all my equipment. I am going to grab my disguise. I'll disguise myself as Loki.
Okay.
Throwing everything on and going out the door. I'm going to kind of unscrew the wristwatch a little bit and prep it. I'm just going to sneak over to their quarters, and is the door unlocked?
Is the door unlocked, Loki? Or, I'm sorry. I guess that would be Knave.
Yeah, Onan wouldn't
Tell
care. So.
I guess the door would not be locked then.
No, there's not really a reason to lock doors right now, and even in Dave's mind. This is just a friendly downtime moment.
Cool. I'll come in, close the door gently behind me, and just kind of peruse around a little bit, looking at everybody. Everybody like sleeping fine, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just gonna start going through the shit.
Roll me so it would be a search. Would that be it? Is
Like
there
an
a search
investigation, I guess.
Investigation. Roll an investigation.
17.
So, is there anything specifically you're looking for? I'm just curious. Anything?
I'd definitely be looking for at least one half of gun gear.
Okay.
Why?
Where would you? Okay, would you be hiding that or keeping it locked
No,
away
just,
anywhere?
just be in his trunk. Why would people go after gun? It's my weapon. It's my broken weapon.
I don't
can't
necessarily
use.
want to hide gun gear. I actually just want to look at it and inspect it and see if it could be like fixed or anything.
Sure.
I'm
You
like,
can-
why is everyone trying to steal my stuff? My spear.
Not trying to steal it, just
Yeah.
trying to figure out if I can use it.
Okay.
No, you can't. It's my power.
I guess it would be a magic roll to determine that.
All right.
Go ahead. roll what you
I
get.
don't have that, so it's just an intelligence check.
Roll an intelligence. Let me see what you get.
Did I not roll?
3?
3. Or okay, it didn't go through. 3. So that's a natural one.
Oh, a natural one.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have 0 clue. Like, no idea.
Chuck it behind me. Kind of sticks into the wall, and just continue going through shit. Do I find anything interesting? I'm not really looking for anything in
The
particular.
biggest thing that you find that's interesting. So Loki, he's a minimalist. Like he doesn't have a lot of stuff. But you do find something in his pack. It appears to be a love letter to someone. Loki, it's sort of like your eyes are like whatever, and your hair is like whatever. It's not. There is no name to it, but it's very clearly a letter that Loki has written to someone that they seem to be romantically. I don't think this is just to some friend. It's very clear that this is he's romantically interested in somebody.
Would there be any way for me to kind of look at the note and see who he's describing and try to figure that out?
It does seem to be female. So that hopefully narrows things down.
Okay.
And based on the note, it feels like this is something that it's implying that this is somebody that he doesn't want anyone to know about for some reason.
Fair enough.
Not even his dad. He doesn't even want his dad to know about this person because it is I guess what he's calling forbidden love. Ooh, forbidden love. Nobody should
Okay.
find out.
I'll just tuck it away in my.
Oh, okay. You'll tuck it
in
away.
my-
All right. You
and
take
I'm
it.
going to replace it with a note that just says, "I know your secret now." Yellow, and there's a little heart. Anything else interesting across any of the other stuff?
I don't think so. Do you think Chrono would? Yeah, go ahead.
Immunity statue. The
Yeah.
immunity doll.
Oh, the immunity doll.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't
you
even
would-
thinking about that.
You would. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, you would find
Good call,
the immunity
good call.
doll. You would find the immunity doll in Loki's things possession.
Can that be stolen? Because a lot of times in games like this, like immunity items can't be stolen, but they can't be stolen. I'm just bringing that up if that's like, part
Out
the
of
rules.
character, it can. Out of
Okay,
character, it
cool.
can.
Okay,
You
just
can.
making sure.
So that is in his possessions.
I don't want to take it. I'm going to. Well, I'm going to take it. But I'm going to go up to the wall where I kind of threw gun gear behind me, and it's kind of like the half of the spear is kind of sticking out of the wall. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to try to take gun gear and destroy the totem.
Okay, that's probably going to be really noisy, but you sure. Roll. Are you trying to be stealthy about this?
I will try to be stealthy, but I'm not sure how stealthy I will be.
Are you just doing it in that room, or
Yeah.
at least? Okay. Yeah.
Do you want me to
roll-
like roll with disadvantage or something?
Yeah, roll with disadvantage.
Would be 17.
Oh my gosh, that's still pretty good. So I
Uh.
guess roll a hearing for
Or perception.
perception hearing to see if
I'm
you
probably
hear it.
gonna- I'm probably gonna fail this, but here we
But
go.
they're sleeping, right?
They
Yeah.
are sleeping.
They
So
are
if this was
sleeping.
D&D, it would be passive perception -5.
But we don't.
Don't know what that means here.
I think they just
No.
have to get 1 degree of success higher than they normally do. I think that's how it
That makes
works.
sense.
They just have to.
Hmm.
Usually that's how I see it.
I don't know how it works. I'm not
I don't
familiar with
think
this
there's
rule
passive
set.
perception.
Because sleeping, they should be less perceptive.
And Homeboy, which makes sense for him, got a natural 20. A natural 20.
Oh.
So you're about to destroy it, and Homeboy is going to, say, whoa, what's going on? What's going on?
So he sees a Loki's destroying the idol of Loki.
Right. Yeah, he has to see past the disguise. So do I have to roll?
You can, yeah. It's not a very high DC, I don't think.
Okay.
Check. I think it's like 13 or something.
Okay, I beat it. So he will not be fooled by the disguise, and he says, "What are you doing with gun gear?" He says, looking
Keep
towards
it
you.
down. I'm not stealing anything.
That's the idol. He says.
Your point?
Do we wake up to this?
Yeah, you
Yes.
can wake up to that. You can wake up to that. He got a natural 20, so he'll be able
Okay.
to stop before you get a chance to destroy the
Oh,
idol.
I'll say, see, so how Odin and also Gabe sleeps, they sleep with a pillow in their arms cuddling. So when they wake up, he's like, ah! Oh. Loki! Loki?
Oh, what? What? I see Loki with a sleeping mask. He's got probably. He'll just pull off the mask. What?
Hey! Let's go, gear, give it back!
Oh,
Is Yellow-
I wasn't
is
taking it.
Yellow
I was
still-
just.
Going for the idol destruction, or are you just?
Yeah, I'm
have you
gonna go
stopped?
for the idol destruction.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to hypnotize you.
Can I just interpose the idol?
Yeah, but you can let him hypnotize. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead and hypnotize.
Yeah,
him.
it's a will save.
Roll a will
Will
save.
save? I'm not
Yellow.
bad at those.
Mm-hmm. You
Not
have to.
great, but
It's a DC
or-
20. It's 20 DC.
oh, DC 20.
Mhm.
22.
Oh. Okay.
There you go.
So here's the thing: knowing Yellow, you can pretend to be hypnotized,
Mhm.
and I don't know if Nave would necessarily catch that. So it's up to you if you want to pretend to be hypnotized or not. But
Just gonna stare straight at Nave and smile. Oh, you're gonna have to do better than that, honey.
What the fuck you doing, Yellow?
Isn't it obvious? I'm destroying one of your advantages. And I'm gonna.
Mhm.
Intercept.
yeah, you can intercept that.
So you destroy Odin.
What do
instead.
What is going on?
Just-
Or how does he
I
intercept?
just take the blow instead.
He'll take the hit instead of the doll. So like as you try to destroy it. So yeah.
So if you want to know what Gungear, although Gungear is broken, so I don't know if it's the full strength. It would be 5
Yeah,
plus your tough. This is your strength.
Yeah.
Just be my strength.
Yeah, 5 plus your
Alright.
strength. Unless there's any reducedness because it's broken, but it's a power weapon 5 plus strength.
Okay. So I have a thing where I use dexterity for my unarmed blows, but I don't think this applies
This is
here.
not unarmed because you're using Gungear.
Okay, so it would just be Gungear's +5 on my strength then.
Yeah,
So that's just a +4. Wow, what the hell?
21.
21. Okay. I don't know what your weapon does, so I don't.
No, it doesn't. It's just damage. Technically, it's a
Here.
multi-attack weapon, but it
Right.
doesn't.
And it's broken, so it's not as effective as a
Yeah,
weapon
yeah,
at
just
the moment. It's
block
just
it.
I guess it's multi-attack dual wield now.
Put down my weapon.
I wasn't going to take it.
I don't care if you were going to take it. Put down my weapon.
Can I hand it to you?
He takes it. Using my
So
own
what now?
weapon. Leave.
All right, and I'll walk out the door.
I think Loki would have tried to do some sort of like switcheroo, illusionary switcheroo in the confusion of him like, you know, intercepting. So you have to beat a 24.
24.
I guess that would be insight to
Mhm.
look past an illusion. Insight of 24. 19, is that any bonuses? I don't know if you can bump
I
that
will
up
pull
another.
from my deck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, do that. Pull from your deck. See what you get. It's possible. It's very possible.
King of Cups.
That's what you got.
6 of Swords
So divided by 2, rounded
would
down,
be a +3, which would be 23 or
20.
22.
22. And unfortunately, swords is not your suit. Otherwise, you would have gotten a bonus and probably made. Okay. If it was.
Oh, they have the same right now, right?
What do you roll?
Both 22?
He has 24. He had to be.
Oh, yes, 24.
So right now it's a 20. Okay, so not quite. So you believe you're walking off with the idol, but he did an illusionary switcheroo, and he has the idol now.
Fair
So,
enough. And I'll turn around and. All right, well, less fruitful than I thought. Have a good night, and I'm gonna toss a flashbang in the room and close the door. Oh, the night. Oh, that was fun. Oh, I remember that. It was possibly the most fun I think I could have had, really ever, throughout the entire situation of this game. I knew I was going to go into the bedroom at one point to see if anybody has anything. But I didn't expect it to be the highlight of the show. At least for me.
Why do they keep going after the spear? I don't go after anyone else's stuff. Why do they keep going after my stuff?
So I thought I did anything that, I would do. Cause some chaos. And it almost worked. Almost worked. But I still got what I wanted out of it, which was leverage. Leverage over Loki.
It annoys me so.
I definitely was searching for the totem. All it was going to do was cause strife, and the most it could save somebody that I wouldn't want voted off. I know it's only a matter of time before I'm voted off. But I didn't want that totem to fall into my enemy's hands, which is practically everyone at this point.
Oh, Yellow. Again with the cheating. Why are you so admirable?
And I'm kind of surprised. Because part of me wonders who the note talks about, because blue eyes. Well, I have blue eyes, but I don't identify as a woman. I'm just me. Honestly, I don't care what you call me. I don't care what anyone calls me, as long as it's not derogatory. But the only other people would be Loki's sister, and that would not be something I think anybody would want to know.
I'm deeply regretting that I don't have you in my team right now. Because you are exactly what we could use.
Or it would be a dentist lady. I always forget her name. Toothache? No. I don't know. Dentist lady. But I don't recall if she has blue eyes or not. Unless it's a note from another world. Think of the possibilities I could do, though. The information is power. Just keep that in mind.